Well, hey there. So I am still in the rings. Granted, it hasn't been that long, and I've had to make some tweaks to make it really work for the way my mind works with my planning system and added some things. So I wanted to go ahead and film another update video just to show how everything is looking now. And it's really working for me. I'm thinking that I'm finding peace in here, at least for the time being. So if you didn't watch my other videos, this is a Filofax Original in the limited edition Union Jack print. It's nice and stuffed full. It serves as my main planner and my wallet. So in the front here I have a Lamy Safari in charcoal. It's running low on ink in there, but I like to always have a fountain pen with me, so that's why that is there. Mainly I use my Papermate Flare, which we'll get to in a second. So if you didn't see my other video, I have set this up in a Sherlock theme. You can watch my other video, which I'll link down below, where I go into more detail about how I have it set up. But for now, driver's license, main credit card, cash and check, and then paper clips. So I had some people wanting to see what the actual cards looked like, so I put in front of my more information-sensitive cards just some store loyalty cards so I can show you without it being blocked out. This is just a library pocket that I have some stickers and sticky notes in that I made, but this is just, let me pop it out and show. It is 2 Filofax card holders, and I have taken them and put tape together. Use just plain packing tape to tape them together, so that way I can use it in my traveler's notebook as well, which I had been using this in as my main planner and wallet. But I went back through and punched holes back through there so that I can slide it right in, and it works wonderfully. So that is all of my cards and everything that I need. Here I just have a top-loading envelope that I use for coupons. And that's all that's in there, coupons. And then we get into, that's all the wallet stuff, and then we get into the actual planner stuff. So this first section here is mostly just the stuff that comes with a Filofax. This comes with the original, this came with a different one, but I really like that for some reason. And the 2006 diary stuff at the beginning. And then a fold-out map that I got in my Filofax Urban. They don't give these anymore, so I've hung on to this. And then I have my grocery list on some of the sticky notes that you can get at Walmart. I think they've changed them now, but this is what the style they used to be for the iPhone sticky notes. Keep my grocery list right here so I can flip right to it, and then we get into the monthly. So I still haven't found a monthly insert that I really like, and I'm thinking I may just need to take a larger one and mess with the sizing. My issue is that there's just so much wasted space, and these end up being really tiny boxes, and I can't write that small with a flare, and I like writing with a flare. So I'm not loving these. These are the Pop Sugar, I believe, and they're free ones. And so I'm going to do some experimenting. I currently only have November and December in here just because I wasn't sure what I was going to do, so I didn't want to print out a bunch. I didn't talk about this in my first video, but I've talked about it in other videos. This is my bookmark that I use, and I wanted to have something completely clear, not just a ruler. So this is a piece of laminated material. So when I laminated my dividers, I just cut off one of the ends of one of the sheets, cut a slit in it, and put a paper clip through. This I learned from Robin Lott. She's basically disappeared from social media, so I don't have any way to link it. She deleted all of her YouTube videos, but that's where I got the idea. She used scrapbook paper that she laminated, but I just took plain laminate so that I could see through it. And then I took one of the Tim Holtz metal file tabs and took one of the Tim Holtz stickers that says Believe and put that in there because it goes with the Sherlock theme. So that is how I made my bookmark. I've had a couple of people message me to ask. So yeah, this is just my monthly. There's not much to show in this. I had always done color coding, but then One Book July is when I started just using a black pen. And so it's still working for me. It's harder on this smaller format because I have to put a lot more information. I can't just look at it with a color, but it's worth it to not have to carry a bunch of different pens. So then we get into my weekly planning. I did add on here a quote from Brene Brown. If you haven't read any Brene Brown, do it. She is a vulnerability and shame researcher, and her stuff is just amazing. So this is a quote that is important for me to remember. No matter what gets done and how much is left undone, I am enough. So I figured what better place to put it than on a to-do post-it in my weekly planner, because you can be overwhelming the stuff that doesn't get done, and so I thought that was a fitting place to put it as a reminder that I will see a lot. So my weekly planner, I had been using in my first video just the standard Filofax ones that come free, and I remembered why I stopped using the Filofax inserts. It just doesn't work for me anymore, and so I looked over at my traveler's notebook that I had been using, and it's a personal size, and my inserts were personal size from Growing Up Goddess, which I will link down below. And so I thought that it was probably a pretty good bet that I would be able to just move them into here and punch holes. And sure enough, I didn't lose that much space with it. So you can see this past week I've been traveling, so there's really not much to show, just because we've been with family and I haven't had any to-dos to do. So I'll go to the week before is where I had more stuff. I do use stickers, mostly just, this is a reminder that my son has library story time that I can take him to, my youngest does. My oldest had to return a library book at school that day, and he had to bring tell and show. I had to unload the dishwasher, plan, different people's laundry, they're all color coordinated. And so that's how I use stickers. I do use them sometimes as a backdrop, but just to add some color to it, but I do mostly do the functional stickers. So yeah, this layout has what has been working for me when I was using my traveler's notebook, when I switched down to the personal size, so it's been working for me for a couple of months now, and I really, really love it, and so I'm enjoying having them in my Filofax now. So that is the weekly. This is where the bulk of my planning gets done, because I put appointments as well as my to-dos. I also have, if you haven't watched my other videos, I also have a Day Designer Daily. It's from the Blue Sky collaboration that was at Target. Sorry, knocked the tripod. And so I do some other tasks on there, but it's not stuff that I need to keep track and look back on, because that will be discarded at the end of when it's done. So in the back here, since I do use stickers, I have another top-loading envelope that I just have some of my most used ones. I make a lot of mine, but I also love, and these are all ones that I have made. I bought some clip art for some of these and designed the other ones in Silhouette Studio. But I also have several from One Orange Snowflake. I've bought a couple of her mystery boxes, and so that's where a lot of the stickers, the ones that are backgrounds especially, that you saw on my last spread, those were from her. So next section is to-dos. So I have my post-its there, I have meal planning. Here I'm just starting to meal plan for the next week. And then I also have, these are kind of my, if I have any spare time to-dos. In the back here, I have my oldest finally went through all the toy catalogs and copied down everything he wanted. So I have that, and it's just basically my place to store lists. Anything that I need to keep track of for at least a short period of time. This is less long-term stuff and more just short-term, and that I can then pull out and toss away. I have just a binder clip here that I have stuck the top of the flare through, the clip on there. My next section is my finance tracking. I try to keep track of all of our transactions, though I don't, when my husband sometimes, he goes out to lunch most days, and I don't keep track of those in here. I have another budget area that I keep track of. Those are our monthly finances, but it just kind of gives me a hint as I'm going of how much I'm spending. So I have a bunch of these sheets. And my next section is a new one. This is for mood tracking. I've had a mood disorder my entire life and have been really good, and I've been off medication for years now. But I do like to keep tabs on things, especially anytime after a time change. It throws me for a loop for a while, so I decided to start keeping a track, just each day assigning a number for my mood, 1 to 10. I won't go into the details of, it's not a normally weighted scale, so a 5 wouldn't be an average day, but I won't go into all the details of that. But then at the bottom here, I have different factors, I guess. I'm not sure exactly the word to use. But I'm basically using it as a monthly chart, but for tracking things like different feelings or insomnia. Did I have coffee or tea? Because that can affect whether I sleep. Did I have a headache or nausea or fatigue? Did I wear contacts? Because that can affect both whether I have a headache or not, because sometimes my contacts give me a headache, and it can also affect whether how good I was feeling that day. If I didn't even feel like putting my contacts in, that could tell me something. Did I exercise? Did I spend at least an hour outside? So exercise hasn't been great this month because it's been crazy, and it rained for like the first 2 weeks of the month, but and I'm having to film this early, so that's why not everything is filled out, because I was going to be out of town. But I have plenty of space now to keep track for the next few months, and it's really been a helpful tool. That's one of the things that's great about a Filofax and any sort of planning system, but especially one where you can open the rings and put things in and out, is that you can really customize it to your needs. Most people, hopefully, would have no need for a section like this, but they may have other health issues that they need to keep track of. They may get migraines. They may have diabetes and want to keep track of insulin levels or something like that, or just energy and other side effects with that. So you can really customize it to what you want, what you need in a planner. So my last one is just note paper. This is from a meeting that I went to. I was keeping track of some things, but it's just to have, if I need to write down a phone number or something like that, it's basically scratch paper. And then I have just a flyleaf on the back as a page, what are they called? Page lifter? There we go. I do have my jot pad, which I haven't used as of yet. And in the back here, I just have some other little, mostly decor sort of things. And then I have, that's the back of the jot pad. I thought I had something else in there, but I guess I took it out. So this is the setup that is working for me. This is the setup that I believe I will continue to use for 2016. I don't see myself moving out of this anytime soon. I still have not, I was hoping that by the time I filmed this, I would have received my charm that I ordered, my Sherlock charm. But it is taking the full preparation time, and I'm sure it will be very much worth it. So in future videos, if I ever do an update, maybe once 2016 starts, I will do another update on this just to show if anything's changed and how it's still working for me, and you'll be able to see my beautiful charm then. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it or if you got some ideas. I would love to hear some comments if there's anything that really spoke to you or any suggestions that you have for how I can improve my system. I am always willing to change things and try something else out. Subscribe to see more, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.